Welcome to the Studio Success Formula Podcast, the business school for dance studio owners. And now for your host, Clint Salter.
Hey there, Dance Studio owners. It's Clint here from Studio Success Formula. Welcome to episode number 64. Now, I'm currently back home in Sydney after a lot of travel over the last 6 weeks, and it's been amazing. I've got to meet so many of our listeners, our program association members, also our Inner Circle Mastermind members. So if I got to meet you and you were part of our events that we've been running, I just want to thank you for taking the time out, for coming up and saying hello. It's been amazing. And you might have heard me say a lot, but one of the things that I love most in our business is the fact that we get to run live events and meet our awesome studio owners. So thank you if you came along. Now, today's episode is a big one. We're going to be covering a lot of different things. And what I've noticed over the last 2 years, really, since I've really been knuckling down and working with studio owners, is when I talk to studio owners and say to them, like, what are you looking to achieve? What do you want in your studio? So many of them say to me, Clint, I need more students. And this is true to a certain extent. In a studio, we have different ways that we earn revenue, and one of them is through new students. There are 11 different revenue streams in our business, but yes, one of them is through new students coming to group classes, essentially. But I don't think that's the main challenge that studio owners are facing. And, a lot of people, will teach you how to get students. We teach our members how to get students. But I think there's another conversation that needs to be had that is not being having in our industry. And that's really about the systems and the processes that you need in place to support growth in your dance studio. Because we can get on Facebook and do a Facebook ad and get new students in, and that's well and great. But what is our enrollment process? And you've heard me talk about enrollment process before. When we look at the numbers, if we want to increase our revenue, well, where are currently the profit centers in our business and where are the cost centers in our studio? And maybe we need to start thinking of ways that we can generate more income from what we're doing currently. So the places where most of our profit is coming, maybe we just need to make a couple of tweaks in those systems to generate more income. Now, this is where we need to really get into the business conversations, and where you need to step up and be the CEO of your studio. Now, generally, when I start talking about this, I hope your eyes haven't glazed over, or your ears already, but it's an important conversation. You really do need to become the CEO of your business to take it to a new level. Because if you're just doing tactical work, if you're just doing tactical marketing, you're only going to get so far before you either sink or purely just survive and not thrive, because you don't have the processes and also the people to take you to that next level. You can have a studio with 800 students and you can be running it with, you and some teachers and maybe some office staff, but you can either thrive through that process, give yourself more free time because you've got the systems and processes in place and people in place to take over all of those tasks in your studio, or you can feel like you're never stopping working. And the idea about growing a business is so that you can grow it. So yes, you can generate more income to support you and your family, but you can also take some time out. I heard I was sharing this at one of our live events on the weekend, and I had this great podcast interview with a lady who runs a multi-million-dollar company, and every year she takes 2 months of holidays, 2 months together of holidays, and she does not let her team contact her for anything. She's 2 months away with her family, having a great time, and she said it's one of the best things she did in her business because it made her put in the right people and the right systems and processes to really help her to have that time out. And she says the business doesn't stop growing. The business has grown year on year since she's been doing that over the last 3 years. Am I saying that I want you to book a 2-month holiday tomorrow? No, definitely not. We need to work on our systems first and get the right people in. But we need to look at, like, what's your version of that? Is it taking 2 weeks out when classes are on? Is it taking a month off when classes are on? And not just when you're on a break. I want us to get out of this mentality, this mindset that we can only take a break when everyone else takes a break. Because generally, when people are taking a break, so over the summer, that's when we need to be doing the most amount of work as studio owners so that we can start the new dance season with a bang. That's not when we want to be taking, a month off, because that's when I want you to be doing, hustling and doing the work. And so noticing this and, obviously presenting, to a lot of studio owners over the last 12 months here in Australia and overseas, in the US, in Canada. I'm heading over to the UK in May and June as well. Something that's come up is the lack of systems. And I think it's because people don't know where to start or how to look at their business that isn't just from that creative standpoint, or noticing that I need help, but actually not really defining what help you need in your studio. Because it's all well and good to say, I need help. And it's like, you run up, run onto the street and like grab someone and say, here, sit in the computer, enroll these students, log into our dance software. But what is it that you actually need help with? And then it's finding people who have the right skill set to then give those jobs and tasks to. And so as I've been thinking about this, and I've talked a lot to our team about this as well, and I'm like, guys, we need to put something together. We need to do a training around the systems, the business systems that studio owners need in their business. And so we've been hard at work over the last 2 months putting together a free 14-day training for you. Now, it's called Dance Studio Reboot, and I'm super excited because we haven't released any of this information before, and I'm hoping that you'll join us. It's free. It's for 14 days, and over those 14 days, I'm going to be sending you 5 videos with 5 worksheets to walk you through the 5 pillars of a successful dance studio. And these are all system-based. So over the 14 days, over the 2 weeks, you're going to get worksheets and how-to videos of how you can really transform the 5 pillars in your business that I know actually need your attention. And so I'm going to kind of walk you through them now so that you can get an idea whether this training is going to be right for you. And if you want to sign up for it, now it starts on Tuesday, the 29th of March. And so once that date hits, we won't be taking any more people into the 2-week program because we're going to have a closed Facebook group as well where I'm going to be there and my team, and we're going to be coaching you through these 5 pillars. So it's a new program for us, hence why we're offering it to our audience for free for the 14 days. And so if you want to be part of it, just go to dancestudioReboot.com. So dancestudioReboot.com, give us your details. You'll jump straight into the Facebook group, and then we're going to send you from the 29th, so from Tuesday the 29th, we're going to be sending you a worksheet with a video every few days over the 14 days for you to work through. And then you'll be able to jump back into the group and, ask us your questions and challenges, and we can all work on it together at the same time, which is going to be super exciting because we've never done anything like this before. So I'm pretty pumped. So in terms of the 5 pillars, these are things that I've seen over the last few years with studio owners and where they get it wrong. Now, the first thing that we're going to cover is getting clear on what you want. Now, this sounds really basic, right? Really basic. But so often when I say to a studio owner, I'll say, so tell me, like, what do you want to achieve with this studio? If we were having a conversation in 3 years' time, in 12 months' time, what would have changed to bring you closer to that studio you want to build? And so often people don't know. And this isn't a bad thing, it's not a bad thing because there's a lot of opportunity there. But I think when we start our studio, we have an idea of what we want to create. Then we get so caught up in just the doing, right? The doing every day, the looking sideways, looking at what other people have created, and then thinking that that's what we need to create for ourselves. And at the beginning, we model, right? We model what other people are doing. So other people are doing preschool classes, in the morning at 10 a.m. So we're going to try preschool classes at 10 a.m. But as our business progresses, we need to start creating the business we want, not a business that's dictated by what we've seen or what our customers are saying that, this is exactly what we want, you've got to do what we want. We want to make sure that we give the customers what they want, but it's our business. So I don't want us to get sidetracked. And so the first pillar number 1, is really about rebooting your goals. So getting clear on exactly what you want to achieve. And we've got a worksheet where we ask you a whole lot of different questions for you to get clear on, where you're currently at in your business. Where do you want to go over the next, couple of months, couple of years? And the video really steps you through how to set these. The great thing as well is once you've put these in place, you're actually going to be able to put them up. And I say this, put them up somewhere where you can see them every day and look at what you're going towards. Because how do you know where you're going if you haven't set something in place? And this is why when we run a marketing campaign or we're looking at recruiting teachers or anything that we're trying to achieve in our business, and, I'll say to, one of our members or whatever, so was that a success for you? And they're like, yeah, we got new students. And I was like, no, but what was the goal that you put in place first around that? Because every campaign that we put into our, executing our business, needs to have a desired outcome. Sometimes we'll reach it, sometimes we'll win, and sometimes we'll lose. And that's just part of owning a business. It's part of the process. But unless you know exactly where you are headed, you'll probably crash into a wall. And we don't want that for you. I want you to know where you're headed. So that's the first pillar that we're going to discuss in the first training is, what do you want? Right? And like I said, it's not rocket science, but we're actually going to walk you through a methodology so you can get really, really clear on that. Now, the second thing that we talk about is about rebooting your people. And if you've been following us for the last kind of 6 to 12 months, I've been focusing a lot about building your team. And I think that's because we've gone through in our business a big transformation when it comes to team. We've got more team members on board. And because of that, the business has grown. We're able to speak to and impact the lives of more studio owners. And that's exactly what you want to be doing in your studio. But what I see so often is studio owners saying to me, but I can't afford it. And they're in the mindset around team that it is a cost, not an investment. And so through this training, we're going to actually work out, okay, who have you currently got in your team? Are they in the right positions? Are they doing the right roles? Are they teaching the right classes? If they're office staff or reception staff, are they doing the right things? Are they focusing on their strengths? Are they motivated by the work that they do? We're going to walk through all of this. I'm giving you an exercise to give them or your staff to do over 7 days, which is super, super exciting. And that's going to give you a lot of clarity around, okay, what are people actually doing? We're then going to look at the roles and responsibilities for these staff. And then together, we're going to work on your team growth strategy. So what are the roles? Getting clarity around what are the actual roles? Who are the people that you need in your business to take it to the next level? And what do you need to put in place so that you can get these people on board and part of your family? I'm then going to show you an org chart, so an organizational chart of what a thriving dance studio looks like and the roles that they have I'm recruited for. And so there's essentially 4 big roles that exist aside from you in your studio. And then from those 4, there's offshoots of different people that you need. And so we're going to walk through that organizational chart, and so that you can start planning for that in your business. And you're not going to have a whole lot of staff, in 30 days. Again, this stuff takes time. And if you followed anything that we've done before, I'm not about, quick wins, creating change that's not sustainable for you. And so this program, this 14-day free program, Dance Studio Reboot, is exactly the same. We're going to set up systems and processes that are going to serve you for years and years to come. All right, so once we've talked about our people, our goals, and our people, we're going to talk about your revenue. Don't be scared. And so this is another big pillar. Pillar number 3 is about the income, the expenses that we have coming in and out of our studio, and knowing where the money is coming from and where the money, why the money is going out. Because you would know in a studio, it's a interesting business from a cash flow perspective. Now, if you set up, direct debit systems, that definitely helps. But there's times of the year where we're not generating any income. So we might have our summer holidays, and there could be a certain amount of time where there's not that stability coming through. And so we're going to go through all the different income streams in your studio, get you clear on, the big profit centers. So the places that are bringing you in money, and also the places that maybe are costing you money. And the thing that you're going to find out here is like, whoa, I didn't know that was bringing me in so much money. Or, whoa, I didn't realize that we're leaking a lot of cash in that department, in that area of our business. And so we're going to get clear on the profit centers. Then we're going to talk about ways that you can leverage the 3 top profit centers that are making you the most amount of money in your studio, a couple of tweaks that we can do. And then we'll talk about ways we can reduce some of our overheads. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips there on how you can do that in your studio. Then as we move on, we're going to definitely talk about marketing. Don't worry, I'm not leaving marketing out because it is the oxygen of our business. So pillar number 4 is about rebooting your marketing. And I'm going to walk you through a 6-step marketing plan. That's it. For every single marketing campaign that you do in your business, all you need to do is 6 steps. But again, it's a system. So it's not you kind of sitting there trying to work out, okay, what should we do? Let's boost a post on Facebook. Let's talk to the local preschool. Let's put a flyer up, or let's put a poster up at the local shopping mall or center. Okay, it's not going to be reactive. We're going to be proactive, and we're going to have a plan, a system for you around your marketing so that we don't get reactive. We don't want you to be reactive ever again. And we do lots of different trainings around marketing, but in this one, like I said, this is all systems based so that you can just really scale up your studio. And finally, and this one is a little bit interesting. Pillar number 5, it's our last pillar for successful studios who want to grow and scale without it sucking all of their time. And it's about execution. Okay, taking the right type of action every single day towards the goals that you want to achieve. And I've put together just a 1-page system for you to follow every day to make sure that you get the most out of it. And I have to say, it's pretty cool. I mean, we've been using it and it's been really, really effective. And this is something that we've been using, for years, but we have adapted and evolved the document. So I'm excited to give you access to that and walk you through in the video how that actually works. And so that is the 14-day program. We have, those five pillars that we're going to walk you through over 14 days. We've got the closed Facebook group so that we're going to give you the support that you need over those 14 days. We're not going to give you a video and a worksheet and say, off you go, good luck. We want you to be part of our group so that we can all move forward together. So 14-day only. 14-day only program. It's free for our audience to sign up. So just go to dancestudioReboot.com. We'll also put all the notes and the links in our show notes for today's episode. I really, really hope that you can join us, and I look forward to kicking off the training on the 29th. Now, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, after Tuesday, the 29th of March, 2016, the program will be over, but please reach out to us, because I'm sure there's something else, and let us know what you challenge with, and I'm sure we'd be able to help you in another way. So you can just send us through an email, transform@studiosuccessformula.com. Love to hear from you. Okay, everyone, I hope you have an absolute awesome week. Look forward to seeing lots of you inside Dance Studio Reboot. Take care. Bye for now.
Are you enjoying the Studio Success Formula podcast? Then we'd love for you to share the love. We want to help more dance studio owners become go-to studios, so we'd greatly appreciate you writing us a review on iTunes. For taking the time out to do so, every month, Clint will be selecting one lucky dance studio owner to receive a Power Business Coaching session. Simply visit the iTunes store today, search for Studio Success Formula, click on ratings and reviews, and then write your review. Thanks in advance. Take care, and we'll see you next time.